My name is Patrick House, and I am the Season 10 winner of NBC's hit show, The Biggest Loser.
Great. And you're Mississippi native? Or are you Mississippi native?
I am. I'm Mississippi native. I'm originally from Brandon, Mississippi. I lived in Vicksburg, and now I live in Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Great. Okay. What was it like to be here today and to make your presentation and talk some about what you talked about this morning?
It's an honor to be here today, to be able to speak to these business leaders from all over Mississippi. To be able to be here and spread the message of my journey and what I've learned by being on The Biggest Loser, it's a real honor to be here, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to speak to everyone.
Great. You started gaining weight in college. You want to talk a little bit about that?
I did. I was always a bigger kid growing up, but I was never like morbidly obese. And after playing football in college at Delta State, got injured and started putting weight on after the surgery to fix my back. And you know, I just look back now at my eating habits and the lifestyle I was living, and I guess I'm lucky that I only got up to 400 pounds and not 600. I mean, I don't know when it would have stopped had I not, The Biggest Loser not intervening for me.
Any health problems associated with can you talk about some of that? Or
sure. When I went onto the show, they gave me a piece of paper and said to write down all your health problems. Well, I mean, I was kind of in denial. I never went to the doctor because I didn't know what was wrong, and so I wrote down no problems. And so then when I actually ran all the health tests on the show, I found out that I had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, I had sleep apnea, I was pre-diabetic, I had plaque built up in my carotid artery in my neck, and I had the veins and arteries of a 60-year-old man. So I was a ticking time bomb, in the words of the show doctor.
And you mentioned your mother and how she sort of drove you to the show. Talk about that and the importance of family and the inspiration you've drawn from them.
Definitely. My mom was the originator of the whole Biggest Loser plan for us. Back in 2007 for Season 5, she and I were finalists, made it all the way out to Hollywood, and got cut right before the show started. And so when Season 10 rolled around and it was time for me to try out again, I decided to roll with it and give it one more shot. And my wife and I had already talked and determined that this was it. If it didn't work out after this, we were going to try a different avenue.
Okay. Determination and drive. Talk some about that.
You know, determination and drive are extremely important, especially for anyone in their weight loss journey. Now look at what I did on the ranch. I mean, there were days when I didn't want to get out of the bed, when I didn't want to get up, I didn't want to do anything. But you had to have that determination, that willpower, that initiative to get up and do it on your own. And that's the same kind of what I'm preaching to everybody here is anybody can do what I've done. I'm not a superhero or anything special. I'm a regular guy from Mississippi, just like anybody else that's here. They have to draw their line in the sand and say, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to live a healthier lifestyle, and anybody can do what I've done.
Tell us again what you told them. You know, I'm Patrick House. Take us back to that moment when you first auditioned.
When I look back at my audition tape, and when I was actually interviewing with the producers, and they gave us a 20-second spot to kind of fill the void, and you tell them what it is that sets you apart, why you need to be on the show. And I just decided that I was going to make a statement right then, and I stood up and I told them that, I said, my name is Patrick House, I'm from Vicksburg, Mississippi, I'm going to lose 185 pounds, and I'm going to win The Biggest Loser. And immediately noted that they started jotting down notes, and I mean, little did I know that 185 pounds, I would be 4 pounds away from at the end of the show, my weight loss and winning the show.
And that moment of winning the show, talk about that.
That moment with the confetti falling and realizing that all the goals I had set for myself for the show had come true, it was a moment that I'll never forget. It was special for me and my family, special for the state of Mississippi, and everybody that struggled with weight loss in their life. Everybody can relate to my story and what I've done to get there. And so that moment was just a culminating process of all these events that has transpired over the last 6 months. All led to this moment with this confetti falling on me and me just living in that moment.
And what was the hardest day at the ranch, and how did you get through it?
The toughest day for me, honestly, I would say it was the first day. Walk in, you don't really know what's going to happen. You know Bob and Jillian are lurking somewhere nearby, and they're waiting to just get their hands on us and punish us. So you know it's coming. But it's just that unexpected, the unknown of, can I do this? Can my body handle this? Am I going to be able to survive these workouts? And after that first workout was done, that sense of accomplishment, knowing that I've just been through 3 hours with Bob and Jillian, it's a pretty good feeling.
Tell us about your work now and with the childhood obesity and how important an issue that is, what you're doing to fight against that.
I'm working now to help fight childhood obesity all across America. I'm working at a school in South Carolina called Mindstream Academy, which is a boarding school for overweight teenagers. And we take kids from all across the country that come in, much like a Biggest Loser atmosphere. We work with them and try to figure out kind of what's driving their weight gain. Guys on the show that I made lifelong friends and connections with. There's people on the show that I'll probably never talk to again until our 10-year reunion. But I mean, Fredo, Brendan, Mark, Jesse, Ada, those people are really close to me. I still talk to them regularly and keep up with them. And we all kind of are working together trying to hold each other accountable to keep the weight off.
Childhood obesity, why is that such an epidemic, especially down here in the South?
Yeah, childhood obesity is a major epidemic all across the country. There's an estimated 44 million obese children in America. And you know, for me, the Pay It Forward theme, this really gives me my opportunity to work with these kids and really make a difference in a noble cause. Childhood obesity strikes home with me. I mean, I was a bigger kid growing up, and I want to make sure that I can do everything I can to help these kids.
You interact with the children, obviously, one-on-one. What do you tell them about the challenges that they're going to face?
I do. I work with the kids one-on-one. We have fitness and nutrition. We have an organic garden that we work in. We've got chefs on staff to help them learn to prepare healthier meals. And working with these kids just to try to convey the message that they can do exactly what I've done. These kids look at me as a mentor and a role model, and I'm responsible to keep the weight off so I can maintain that role model position. I can't be 350 pounds and have these kids looking at me and going, wow, well, Patrick lost the weight, but he put it back on. So it's important to me to keep the weight off so I can keep that role model atmosphere with the kids, and at the same time knowing that I'm single-handedly shaping these kids' future.
You're 202 pounds now, right?
Yes,
Tell
sir.
me about your regimen, your diet even, your lifestyle.
I'm down, I've lost 202 pounds total, and I work out 5 days a week, 90 minutes a day, and I'm running the Boston Marathon here in a couple of weeks, and so I've got a lot of things going on, and it's important to me to set goals like the Boston Marathon, so I know that April 18th I'm going to be in Boston in front of 500,000 people running a marathon. I've got to show up in shape and ready to do it. And so it's a way for me to stay accountable to the weight loss.
And you've shared your story with us. What's your message? If you could say one thing to Mississippi, even your home state, what would that be?
You know, the one thing, the biggest thing is that everybody has to have their moment where you draw the line in the sand and you say, I'm not going to live like this anymore. Yeah, I may be 500 pounds, I may be 400 pounds, I may be 200 pounds, and I need to lose weight and get healthy. But you have to have your moment where you draw the line and say, you know what, I'm going to lead a different lifestyle now. I'm not going to go on a diet, I'm going to lead a different lifestyle. And that's what I'm challenging everybody in Mississippi to do, is lead a healthier lifestyle.
Okay. Final question, any idea if there would ever be a Biggest Loser for kids or anything, any talks there?
You know, it's funny you ask. We're in the process of working with a company on a possible TV show for kids. It's going to be a weight loss show, but not as much of an intense Biggest Loser show. But definitely, I mean, I think it would be awesome to do, to work with kids and have them in that atmosphere. So we'll see. I mean, who knows what the future holds at this point.